Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about side gestures. What are side gestures? Well, in conducting, to be honest, there is no real definition for side gestures. Actually, this is something I just came up with. But to be clear, is something that goes off, obviously, on a side movement, and that you can adopt or use, of course, based on the music, when the music requires it. It's a great way to sometimes break pattern and to reinforce a certain type of musical gesture. And to show you this, today I'm taking an excerpt from Beethoven's Coriolan Overture. Hello everyone, I'm Gianmaria Griglio, I'm a conductor and a composer, and welcome to this new episode of Conducting Pills. If you're new to the channel, this channel is all about classical music conducting and conducting technique. Here, I'm making a point that conducting is not mythical, is not something that is infused, either you have it or don't, but conducting technique certainly can be learned. The same way that you learn technique for any other instrument. With that said, let's keep going. There are certainly different ways of breaking patterns, as I've shown in a lot of previous videos. But a very interesting one is when you have a movement and you actually split one of the beats of the bar. Let me explain. Let's take, for example, this excerpt from Beethoven's Coriolan Overture. Normally, it is in two, right? What happens in the very last bar of this phrase? That the accent, there's a surprise basically with a forte dynamic, a chord on the very last beat of the bar. Now, technically, this would be normally the weak beat of the bar, but not in this case. That's what makes it a surprise. Now, the challenge is, how can you do that technically? Because technically, you are in two. Papapira papapim papapira papapim papapira 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 papapi papi papam pam. So how do you do that last one if you are in two? Simply said, if you stay in two, it's practically impossible, because you will always have the second beat of the bar that you're beating, papapam pam. So you can maybe accentuate a little bit that second beat, but you're never going to get the full weight of your conducting onto the very last beat of the bar. So how do you do it? Well, you actually split it this way. Pa-pa-pam, pa-pam, pa-pam, pam. If we break it down and do this slowly, pa-pa-pam, pa-pam, pa-pa, pam, 3, 4. On 3, on the third beat of the bar, I'm actually coming back with my arm so that I have enough space. I create enough space for myself to move forward and literally slam that last beat of the bar. The movement that you create is quick with a quick rebound that creates the impact of that particular chord. Yeah, pa pam pa pam pa pam pam. And this gives a great energy and is a great representation of what the music is, actually, what the music is showing, and is not limiting yourself also to just doing 1, 2, pa 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 pam pam, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. The orchestra will perfectly understand that. However, when you add that extra movement to that particular bar, the effect and the response that you're going to get from the orchestra is going to be amplified by a factor of 10. You can practice this. You can take the same excerpt, right? Now, you can start from the beginning of the phrase, make sure that your gesture is small, it's staccato after all, pa-pa-para, pa-pa-pim, pi-pi-pir, and it's piano, right? It's piano dynamic, so you don't need to keep your gesture big. Actually, you can conduct the whole phrase on the smaller side, and then when the crescendo comes in, then you increase slightly the size of your gesture. Pa-pa-pira, pa-pa-pim, pi-pi-piri, pi-pi-pim, pa-pa-para, 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 pa-pa-para. Also, you can add one other thing to it, which is circles, which is something that we've seen in one of the previous videos. And then you start again. You have one bar rest after it. You don't need to beat it. There's no need for it. There's nobody playing and nobody's going to start in there. So when you get to the end of the previous phrase, don't move and then start again. Click. And so forth. And you get to the end of the second phrase. You can apply this wherever you need to and wherever the music calls for it. In this particular case, we split the bar, and instead of doing simply 1, 2, we did 1, 3, 4. But there are cases where you can simply use it for the second beat, even if you're in 2. For instance, there's a great place in the Overture to the Manager Figaro, also that you can see in a previous video. Pum pum, parira para pum, parira para pum, parira pum 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 pim pum pum pum. It's practically the same thing. 1, come back. 2, 1, come back towards your body. 2, yeah, pum 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 pum, come back and then go. This one has a quick rebound simply because it enhances the strength of that particular chord. Obviously, this is just one of the techniques that you can use to break patterns. It's not the only one. For a lot more technique and a lot more technical insights, head over to my website and take a look at all the videos and all the articles on the topic. Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions, put them down in the comments and I will do my best to create a video around them. I will see you in the next episode of Conducting Pills. In the meanwhile, please enjoy conducting, enjoy music, and most of all, be kind to yourself.